And we're live. What's going on, guys? Brian with Data Patrol back. First live stream since May of 2025. And what brought me out of live stream retirement? Well, nostalgia, 1980s, 1990s, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. You guys are here to talk about that with me. And I've got Mondo here. We got Peter and Hector. I'll introduce you in just a second. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, do that. What the heck are you waiting on? And if you have, thank you. We've got a 100,000 subscriber giveaway going on for a life-size R2-D2. That's pretty sick. It's sitting right next to me, ready to go to a home. So that's cool. Got modifications to that thing going on. And we got some other stuff going on the channel. So now's the time to put your questions in the chat, subscribe, all that kind of stuff. Let's get into this thing. Let's bring these fellas onto the channel. And boom, there they are.
Hey, how's it going, Ryan?
What's up, man?
Thanks for having us.
We've got Peter. We got Hector is that way. I'm looking this way, but he's actually that way. He's that way. And I've got the chat, and it's covering up Hector's name, and I'm sorry. But hopefully you guys can read the chat. Welcome, guys. Welcome.
Thanks for having us, man. You know, we've talked a little bit before, but big fan of your channel. Been watching for a while. I'm pretty sure I've attributed you enabling me to get that Hellboy from the 2019 movie. Big Hellboy fan. But that movie, I was into it, but I didn't need a figure. I was good. And then I saw your video review. And I'm like, this is a figure to get just as someone who appreciates figures. And it was a great one. And I appreciate you enabling that.
Well, you're welcome. I have this thing, buddy of mine, and one of the admins in the chat from years ago. He did hashtag blame Jetta. That's been a thing for years. I have shirts with it on it. I have hoodies. I've got all kinds of stuff. And I've been blamed for many things. So feel free.
I love it.
It's all good. It's all good. So we've got Hector. Welcome. I haven't chat. I've never talked with you before, so welcome.
Well, nice to meet you. Thank you for having me.
Introduce yourself to the peoples.
Me, yeah. I've been here at Mondo just about over 7 years. So I've kind of been through all of it, right? Many of the different iterations of Mondo and all of that. I've been overseeing the collectibles department for the last 5 years. So I've been the senior creative director here, overseeing all the collectibles that have been coming out of Mondo. So that's been my primary focus here. And that's basically what I do. On top of that, I also sculpt and paint.
Yes, don't undersell yourself.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
I also sculpt some of the figures that we release. I paint, I design some of the figures we release, art direct every single one of them. So
yeah, we're a small team, Jetta. We're like I think we talked about it the other day that the figures team is like 10 people total. And we have
that. Yeah, it might be less. I think it's 8.
There you go. It's single digits. And we got some of the best sculptors in the business. We talk about them all the time. You know, Alex Brewer, Brandon Gash, Tommy Hodges, Tom Tarana, and
Mark Bristow, our painter.
Mark Bristow on paint. Incredible. Yeah. And we have a couple concept artists that just kill it for us. So we're a small team, but we do a lot in-house, a lot.
That's pretty cool. I paint as well. Not very well, but I've done some painting. I haven't done any sculpting. And from time to time I'll build something, but outside of that, we were talking the other day and about what we're going to talk about the Turtles thing today. And my first thought, and you guys in the chat, my first thought was my 3D printers are going to be on overkill, building dioramas, building freaking just set pieces. Just go. I've got time because we're going to talk about release date of these things. I got a little time, but what I also was thinking is like my man cave is Star Wars and then Marvel, like mainly Iron Man, Spider-Man, but 99% Star Wars. And I was thinking, well, the Turtles, at least your iteration of what we're talking about here, would make sweet like background alien characters on Tatooine in the bar or something.
Hanging out in the cantina.
In the cantina. Maybe they're bounty hunters.
Yeah,
I accept your challenge, but what I foresee is that your stormtroopers and droids will be cool foot soldier accessory types for our turtle figures.
Okay,
nice. Yeah, good way of turning it around.
I'm just busting balls.
We're gonna flip it.
Yes.
No, I think that's super cool. Well, I'll say hey to the chat. JF. I'm gonna say is it like Jeff or is it JF? But J.
So that's our buddy Josh Frost. He's a big Mondo supporter.
Totally different then.
Yeah.
How's it going, Josh? Good to see you on here.
What's up, man? Pre-ordered as soon as it went up. Heck, which was today. So there's that. That was today. We're gonna break out the photos here. Sebastian says he got it. Same. There you go. Was waiting to see his video first. Well, cool. I hope we're able to answer questions.
Warm up those pre-ordering fingers. The only one Cuba then.
Yeah. I will tell you, like normally, so with 1/6 scale figures from Hot Toys, we get a dozen photos ish like that. You guys like 83 or 80 something photos on here.
We didn't want to go too hard. We just kept it under 100 this time.
You know, funny enough, our photographer sent us 150 photos. I had to cut a lot of photos that I didn't want to, but at some point I was like, it's getting kind of ridiculous.
Yeah,
we're running out of bandwidth on the website.
Yeah. Using up all the megabytes and bytes, every byte that you can think of, like on our site to just have the Donnie picks up.
Well, I will take that opportunity though.
He did a heck of a
shout out photographer Raul Barrero. He's an incredible artist, a professional photographer in his own right, and he's been doing photography for Mondo forever. Our Master of the Universe line. He's literally built a 1/6 scale Castle Grayskull just for the photography. Oh yeah, and Snake Mountain. So the guy's the man. Yes,
and he built a 1/6 scale. I forget what Mumra's lair is called in Thundercats, but he also built that in 1/6. So
yeah,
they're huge dioramas that he's built for just to be able to shoot our figures. So yeah, big shout out to him. His Instagram, what is it? Masters
Raul Photography, I believe.
Yeah. So check him out. He's great.
Well, I'm already seeing questions pull up in the chat. We're going to get to the questions. I'm going to pull up the photos here for you guys, and I just want to dive through some of these. Nothing crazy. Certainly not 125.
No, maybe like 47.
Yeah, 47. But today, if you guys didn't know, this thing went for pre-order today. It was originally going to be 10 days. Now it's 2 weeks.
Yeah, we decided to bump it up. The reaction was huge on socials, and so we said let's give it a little extra time. Some people appreciate that, having their paychecks come in a certain point or whatever. So whenever we can, we try to be as accommodating as possible. Sometimes we can't, just because another release is scheduled and you got to get marketing out of the way and all that kind of stuff. But we were able to extend this one. So
what did you say? This is going to be just in time for this year, and then as far as the pre-order goes, so if you're looking for 2026 Christmas gifts, this would be a pretty good one.
Yeah,
go ahead and make it happen. Like, you have 2 weeks to decide, and then you're good to go.
Yeah, man.
But I want to look at some of these photos, because one of the things I have the NECA quarter scale movie turtles. I have those
amazing figures.
Yeah, they're so
amazing. Good. You don't want them to. Oh yeah, I took them to work. You don't want them to fall off a shelf, because they'll kill you. But
in there,
they're like the paint application, like straight out of the movie, just freaking awesome. Not the most posable things on the planet, but
no. But what quarter scale figures are really
none.
Tough. Yeah, it's tough because you have those joints are so like unforgiving at that.
They're just meant for it not to the ankle doesn't give away.
Get in one pose and don't touch it.
Exactly. So mine are the brothers are on top of a cabinet in my work office, and they're just
I love it.
They're incredible.
That's where they're supposed to be. I did not get the shredder and the foot saw. I didn't get it. I just wanted the turtles. But in 1/6 scale, which I think for at least forever, I can't think of anything that anybody. There might have been 1/6 scale, but they were like hyper, like
stylized.
Stylized is the word I was looking for. And I almost bought those years ago, but I just wasn't feeling it.
Yeah, I think I know the ones you're talking about, because outside of us, which we did the first 1/6 scale turtles ever many, many, many years ago, which were based off of the Mirage designs. And those are technically 1/6. And then we lost the license for whatever reasons it was. And then I think it was 3.0 is the one you're talking about.
Yes.
Put out the other turtles, and that was like maybe 7 years ago. It was just been a minute. Yeah.
They were kind of like stylized versions of the 2003 design.
Yeah, it reminded me of the 2003 cartoon a little bit. They were kind of realistic looking.
Yeah. I wasn't feeling those, and I said, if I wait long enough, somebody will make a 1/6 scale turtle, and it appears I was right.
Yep.
But I absolutely love these photos. So what reminded me of the reason I brought up the NECA was because the paint applications on here look just phenomenal.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Shout out Mark Bristow.
I mean, just beautiful. Absolutely. Like the texture on the skin and the shell and it's just.
Well, you know, we said it repeatedly as we've been talking about these, is that NECA set the gold standard for turtles. Like you've mentioned the quarter scale, their 1/12 scale. Those are our friends of ours over there. We love those guys.
Yeah.
And really when the opportunity came to work on the turtles, you know, we have a soft vinyl turtle line, for example, that we use as our homage to the Playmates figures. Very different thing. But when the opportunity came to do the 1/6 scale turtles, we actually said, well, what are we going to do? Because we don't want to we don't want to do what NECA's done excellently already. That's already been done. We don't want to do something that, you know, someone else has done. We want to do something unique to ourselves. And we have a history with our Master of the Universe line, our Thundercats line, of doing what we call Mondoverse style figures.
Right.
And that's basically, we envision if Hector and I were hired to concept out what this line would be like, our vision would be for the film, what would we want to see? And then we get an idea of what that's going to be. Then we turn to some of the best concept artists, in this case the Kucharik brothers, who are just really well known in the turtle space, doing great stuff with PCS statues and all that. And they helped us bring it to life in concept. And so we just want to create something. And as well as sculpt, they did a great job sculpting some of the early sculpts on these. But what we wanted to do is make sure that as a Turtles fan, you've had your pick. You could have anything you want. Everybody makes a Turtles figure nowadays. If we're going to get involved, it has to be something that only we could do because we're the ones thinking it up. And that's been the goal on this.
Love it. Love it. Yeah, I have many statues by the Kucharik brothers.
They're excellent.
In fact, one right back there, that giant Vader thing.
The Vader, right? Yeah, I recognize that. That's one of theirs.
I've got some other stuff. They're
outstanding.
They're
stuff they do for PCS, like that Carnage and Venom head. Coming.
I know.
Like I do not want to be in their head.
They're great. They're super nice guys.
Yeah, really great to work with.
And they have a great imagination and a great creative sensibilities.
So give me your thought process for, like, this isn't 100% movies. It's not animated. It's like, what should the collectors be expecting in this line? What's the story?
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead, Hector, take it.
Yeah. I mean, the initial thing because this, believe it or not, and I think I can say this, it was a tough license to get.
There's a reason no one's doing it.
As Peter mentioned, turtles are super saturated, right? There's amazing product out there already. So when we set out to do this, it was more about, like, what can we add that brings something new to the table, but also kind of celebrates what we all grew up with. And for me, and I know for Peter also, that was the 90s movies. Yep. You know, the 1 and 2, and the cartoon.
Not 3.
Yeah, no.
we are.
You know. But the cartoon, right, which is the one we grew up with, and the games,
comics,
comics, the video games. So for me, it was like, well, what happens if, like, we marry all of that together, right? Like, what does that look like? What if it's like a spiritual successor, to the second movie, but it brings in all the kind of fun stuff from the show, right? Which is the Mousers, the Krang and
the mutants.
The mutants, Dimension X, all that kind of stuff. And how would that look through the lens of, like, a 90s aesthetic, right? So we made sure that, like, when we started creating, like, character Bibles, so forth, like, kind of for each one of the turtles.
We've wrote essays for these, man.
Yeah. And when we were talking to Kuchariks, we would give them these long lists of, like, this is what this means, this is why this is here, this is why that. And so we wanted to make sure it was grounded in that 90s gritty guy in a suit look. So that's why, and you mentioned the texture earlier, we didn't go really heavy on, like, crazy scales or any of that, because that movie kept it very simplified and very, it was all about still keeping the anatomy and that kind of, like, old school, like, 90s vibe, right? Like, they still look like guys in suits, and that's what we were going for, right? But then we're like, oh, let's update the shell, let's do this and here. But let's also include some of these other fun elements, and everything has to be from the 90s, which is what our goal was, which was, everything that they have has to be literally exists in the 90s. It
Yeah,
cannot be
90s
taken.
tech, 90s fashion, 90s.
I'm looking at the gamer. Was it Body Glove or Gamer Glove? Whatever this thing is
Well,
called.
it's definitely inspired by the Power Glove, the Nintendo Power Glove for sure.
Yeah,
but it's our
but it had the
in our
controller on
mind.
this side instead.
Yeah, in our mind, Donnie would have seen one of them maybe advertised somewhere and said, "I'm going to build one like that." So that's like what Hector's describing is that we want to. It's what we all kind of like collectively hoped and wished for as kids, right? Like, okay, great, Turtles 2 was awesome. What would happen in part 3? Let's just say if Shredder's like half dead in the Hudson River and a portal from Dimension X opens up and Krang or one of his minions come through, pick up his body, revive him, and say, "Hey, I'm coming through. I want to usher in Dimension X on Earth. I want your help." And Shredder's like, "Well, the first thing we got to do is get rid of the turtles." And so that's the impetus for all this. And of course, Krang in the film, in the cartoons and in the comics, it's all this technology and science fiction elements that he brings into it. So we figured that's a great way to introduce the foot soldiers from the cartoons, all that technology and to replace the human foot soldier. So maybe down the line with our line, you're going to see those robotic foot soldiers with, the lore being like, you try with human teenagers that you give cigarettes to, and you wonder why they're getting their ass kicked by the turtles. Well, let's use some like Terminator technology, right? And try to go after them that way. So the Mousers in our headcanon, this is, the turtles have just encountered Mousers. Krang floods the sewers. Okay. And they take them out, and Donnie takes a couple back to the sewers and is like taking them apart to understand them, rebuilding a couple to be his assistants. And so when you see those Mousers in the pack, and those are 2 that we created as characters at Mondo, which we lovingly named Magellan and Newton, right? So the same way Splinter named the turtles, they're going to name these little drones. And Donnie's got one that
historical figures.
Yes,
right?
Historical
and
figure.
We thought Magellan would be funny since of the exploration aspect, and Magellan is the actual little RC truck that Donnie kind of combines with like an RC truck that they find in the sewer, and he uses that as like a reconnaissance drone, so to speak, to get into like little crevices that they obviously can't get into. Yeah, and he controls both of them with his little gaming glove.
Love it,
100%. Yeah. Yeah, like what Hector was saying is like the technology, everything. Like there's a camcorder shoved into that Mouser and his mouth. Well, it's not, it's a specific one that reminds us of being, in the 90s. That's what the tech was at the time.
Right.
The other Mouser, he gave him little arms so he can be his assistant in the workstation. Donnie in the movies never got to the point where he was a full tech guy.
Yeah,
no, he never did.
If you remember the movies, in the first one, he was definitely like a slacker, like with Mikey, right? They were both kind of like the dudes eating pork rinds, watching cartoons. Yep. And then in the second one, they kind of started exploring that a little bit. He typed on some computers. he was helping the scientists, mix the anti-mutagen for Toka and Razor. Yep. So like in this, it's like he's like fully embraced it, right?
Yes,
he's embraced it. Said, "Let's roll."
Yep, exactly.
I love it. The Mousers, I think, are awesome. So if you guys don't in the audience, if you guys don't know, if you go on YouTube, there are people streaming, or you can watch all of the animated series, just full episodes. In fact, I think there's one video is like the first full season. If you just want to binge it on a Saturday or something, you can watch. So you guys do all this thing, and or you can just watch them on whatever streaming thing you like. But the Krang thing, I think, is pretty cool. So are we announcing a 1/6 scale Technodrome? Is that what we're doing here? Or
this is a great channel to discuss this exact point. Let me tell you something. We have, a few lines now in 1/6, and there's always a question like with He-Man. Yeah. Oh, when are we getting a 1/6 grayscale? I'm like, you want that? You sure you want that? And then
everybody wants it till it's time to,
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Or,
it would be pretty big. What did we did the measurements one day.
Oh, dude, it would be as tall as me. We said it would be like 5 foot.
Yeah, 4 by 5 or something like that.
Yeah.
4 by 5 feet.
Yeah.
Wide, deep.
Well, you go to some of those conventions and somebody's made one out of styrofoam EPA.
Totally.
And they're freaking awesome. And then you go like, how do I get in that at my house? My wife.
Yeah. Or these days with like some of those FDM 3D printers, like you could print one up yourself if you really wanted to, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, we would love to. That's not to say we wouldn't love to do like a turtle van or those type of things. It's just a matter of like we always have to like let's see how the line.
You got to be able to sell it at a reasonable. It's got to. That's got to be
Battle Cat with Motu. Like Battle Cat was a big figure, right? When we did Motu. And that was
pretty. Van would be pretty sick. I'm not gonna lie.
It would be, but it was pretty
explored. I don't know if you guys have seen our Motu line.
We did the little.
Oh yeah.
We've done vehicles for sure.
Yeah, I got a friend of mine. He's big into he has all your Thundercats line.
Cool.
So he wanted me to ask on the side note, what else is coming in that line? If I don't ask that, I'll be in trouble.
No, you're good. Well, Mumra is imminent, right? Hector is
he should be shipping any day now for folks who ordered him. And then we announced Chitara, and she'll be coming early next year, very early. And then after that, we'll just stay tuned. We definitely have plans to support Thundercats throughout next year.
All right. So one of the, we're reaching a different audience, Hot Toys collectors for you guys.
Yeah.
And Hot Toys collectors have this fear, and it is a verified, like time-proven fear, and that is Hot Toys will announce a guy who's a part of a team, and then it takes 5 years to complete the team. Or you just never complete the team.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. So one of the questions I saw over and over and over again was, are we definitely going to get at least all 4?
Yes.
Like that's definitely going to happen because I don't want to get one, or I don't, you know what I mean? That help me out with that.
100%. Look, the one thing that people can just go and see for themselves with our past 1/6 lines is like, dude, we're doing X-Men animated series 1/6. X-Men by its very nature is a massive. If you just did the core team, but not only are we getting the whole core team, we did Omega Red, we did Sabretooth, not just Magneto. We got Sinister is coming. For people who pre-ordered it soon, we've done a lot to go deep into a line. It's something that was actually born out originally of Mondo having very few licenses when it first started as a figure company. Yeah. And which it kind of forced our hand, like, well, let's keep going back to this well. But in reality, our fans love it and they support it. Nightcrawler just arrived for a lot of people recently. With our Motu line, I mean, that line is insane. We just look at Buzz Off, dude. Who would have thought you would ever have Buzz Off in 1/6 scale?
That's pretty wild.
Yeah. So that's one thing I'll confidently say is that not only are we already, we just locked down our plans for what Michelangelo is going to be like in this line. We've been trying to figure out how do you do the turtles in this line so it doesn't just feel like something you've seen already, but also not way off the plantation, like something really like nailing it for people. Yeah. And we locked that in, and we're gonna keep building that line. We already announced Leo was at New York Comic-Con, the prototype. Shredder, we've already shown the concept art for. Mikey's getting started soon in concepts, and then we're gonna go from there. But yeah, people are gonna get everything.
Yeah, I mean, I can confidently say that we'll complete the 4 turtles. Absolutely.
So if I had to, obviously not locking this down, but at what time period might we expect to say, I got the squad, I got the brothers on my desk? Are we talking 28? Are we talking 27? Like what?
27.
27. Okay.
Yeah, we're committed to making sure that we talked about this a lot, actually, Peter and I, and then with the team, we were just like, okay, like we have, we know most people were going to want to complete the core 4, right? And
if they don't, they're evil.
Right. So then, we talked about it a lot. Like, well, there's also that subsect of fans, because we've seen this in other lines, like with Motu or X-Men, even, where it's like, well, if we don't get to this character, people then think we're just doing like the big heavy hitters and all of that kind of stuff. So there's a fine balance. Yeah. But we definitely felt that we needed to put Shredder early in the line, right?
Yeah.
You have to have a villain to put them up against, right? So after Leo, like Peter said, is Shredder. But then, yeah, I mean, basically Michelangelo. And then, so you can expect, that to be finished either before the end of next year or early into 27. Yeah. So in terms of like getting the 4 core characters and your big bad, right? After that, it's just like fun.
Well, is Shredder the big bad, or is it Krang?
Well, exactly. Yeah. So like Shredder is that's the thing. In our lore, clearly Krang is now the big bad, right? Okay. But if you're
you think that? That's funny.
In
I
our
always
lore,
thought, you know what it is with me? I always thought like all the video games.
this is what our meetings are like, by the way, just so
for
you
real.
know.
Yeah.
Well, I
all
mean,
our-
they're
work
both
looks like.
incompetent at the
all
end
the
of the day.
video
Exactly.
games, Krang is always a sub boss.
Yeah, but I think of Krang as like a Palpatine. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
he's like,
yeah, pulling the strings kind of
yeah.
thing.
And so Shredder had his chance. 2 movies, couldn't get the job done.
He did.
He has no leverage in the conversation at this
He did.
point.
Yeah,
Now, I mean, and by the way, not even roided Shredder could get the job done. So it's like
For real.
Krang
Super
is
Shredder.
going to say exactly. So Krang, but what I was
Not
trying
to
to
be
say
fair
is
to roided Shredder, though, he had limited articulation.
very limited, very just kind of like, yeah,
He was
limited.
stuck in underneath that pier, man. Like he couldn't do much
Exactly.
other
He
than
was stuck.
smash it. That's all he could do.
Yeah,
That's all he could
exactly.
do.
But like, you know, the idea was like, as you were saying, Jed, if you're a collector who just wants to get like in and out four turtles and Shredder, right? Like you'll be able to do that. But we have so much more planned out, dude. It's gonna be sick.
Yeah,
You gotta do Bebop and Rocksteady.
Baxter's the idea.
That's Hector's
I have
favorite.
for Baxter or
There you go.
Slash. Yeah, trust. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, dude.
there's one of those lines for us that we're so close to it in terms of just like the fact of that we're world building. It's not just like, hey, we're putting out the
Right.
movie version or the cartoon version, whatever. We're
Right.
world building here and creating a story that's going to have a through line with every single release. So,
That's awesome.
we're really invested. So we definitely want to see this continue as long as you all let us do it. Really, that's the reality.
100%, dude. And that's why I'm so grateful that you'd have us on your show, dude, because I know if you're a Hot Toys collector, you're collecting lines like Star Wars, Marvel, there's so many characters. People have incredible collections. It's that kind of collector base that if they show up for Turtles, we can do it. We can do it. And that's the hope, because I'm like everybody else, man. We put a metalhead head accessory in this pack, and by the way, it has a ball and socket joint at the bottom. So if that doesn't indicate how serious we are about going down the line, I don't know what is.
Yeah, I love it. The metalhead was a nice little teaser.
That was our little Anakin 3PO reference, by the way. Like Donnie's starting to take some of these scraps from the battles they've had and start to build.
So are we announcing a Build-A-Figure? Is that what we're doing?
No. Wouldn't do it to you.
No, don't do that. That's I don't know. There's so many accessories. I'm looking at saying I'm going. It's crazy. So, for those who have not purchased a Mondo figure in the past, which is, I imagine whoever's watching this, probably a lot of people. This is their first foray into that. Explain them to because with Hot Toys, it's pre-order for a year.
Unless you're talking about Endgame Cap, that was a little longer.
Yeah. You can probably still buy them.
Yeah.
Anyway, so some of them you can't. I don't know. Like I have the new Mark 42 Deluxe Iron Man coming, and that one's I can't wait, man. I love Iron Man figures, but you typically can get them unless it's a limited number item. Typically, you can get them. So this one's you guys do something different here. Tell us about that.
Yeah, it's a timed edition. So what that is, Mondo has a history of exclusivity and FOMO and all that. So it's kind of baked into our business to some degree. But what we're doing in this one case is what we do with a lot of our big figures, especially when we're kicking off a new line and we want to see what kind of audience is going to show up for a figure. We create a timed window. So this timed window is 2 weeks. Anybody who's aware that the figure is available can jump in, pre-order in that 2 week period. After that SKU, that version of Donatello goes away. And so there's going to be stuff that you can't get later on. There are sometimes going to be figures that don't come back at all, after that time period. But what it is basically we try to keep it as open as possible. If everybody wanted one, they could get one. They just have to be tuned in these 2 weeks.
They just have to know they exist.
Correct.
Yeah, and the thing that helps with that, right, is when we time it like that and we know what the response is, it gives us the ability to produce them faster as well, right? So in this case, and in the case of many of our figures, once we hit pre-order, this is the part of the production process where you're already seeing the actual product that you're going to be getting. So we only photograph off of what we call internally MP1s or MP2s, which mean they're the first or second samples from the factories that they've now already taken our paint masters, right,
Yes.
and reproduced them, done everything that to our specs for the most part. We still sometimes have little changes here and there when we get those samples, right? Obviously, but we're in a good spot now where it's really then at that point just going into production, which hopefully means a shorter window than what maybe some folks are used to with Hot Toys.
Yes.
What's up? I'm saying hey to Mark. Hey, Mark, how you doing? Long time no chat, man. Nerd Therapy. He's a big turtle guy.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, he's a big turtle.
Well, then honored to see that comment. Appreciate you.
Thank you.
He's a big dude. I haven't talked to him in a minute, but his collection was pretty ridiculous. Anyways, so we got 2 weeks for this, and then if you have friends, family, whoever in the turtle community who may have grown up with turtles, might have watched turtles, don't wait till 3 weeks from now to tell them about this.
Right. Yes.
See about it. Spread the word. So I'll do my part, try to help you guys out.
Appreciate that.
Spread the word.
It, man.
I just think they're cool. Like I made the video the other day when you guys, I saw it New York Comic Con. I saw the one from last year, and then I saw the painted version at New York Comic Con. And I want to say it was on Pixel Dan's video or live stream. Or
Yeah, he did a booth tour.
Yeah, so I saw it on there, and I said, "Holy crap!" Like I'm in. like,
well, you know what's funny?
That video just cost me a lot of money.
I'll be totally honest with you. We've been trying to figure out what we can produce with our licenses, with the space that we're given by the studios that would appeal to this fan base, the Hot Toys collectors, which by the way, I'm one as well. I got multiple Mandalorian figures and Boba Fett's. I got the quarter scale Boba Fett's. I'm all in on that kind of stuff. So I get it. And what we've done in 1/6 scale in the past has kind of been a different thing. It's like not what Hot Toys does. It's a separate thing. It's what we've found this space in between, traditional figures and the hyper realistic stuff. To create like a new lane that a lot of people who didn't collect Hot Toys were like, that's something I actually like because I actually appreciate the aesthetic of these type of figures. So it was kind of awesome that happened. So with these, when we got the opportunity to do Mondoverse style figures, we're like, okay, here we can push and show them what we can do. Because like I told you in the beginning of the video, like our team is stacked, man. We have, in my opinion, some of the best sculptors in the business. I think it's actually unquestionable. One of the best painters that works for us internally, and they all have their own individual fan bases coming up even before they worked with us. So I think this is our chance to show you guys what we can do. And if you guys are down to roll the dice with us, I think you're going to be very impressed.
Dude, I'm ready. Like yeah, I got room. So I think I told you this the other day. We chatted for just a minute. Like as soon as the Playmates started adding the reissuing of the other turtles, like I bought the SDCC exclusive set.
Oh yeah,
4 or 5 years ago. I've got the blimp. I've got the wagon. I've just been buying things, and I'm not even opening them. They're just sitting in boxes.
Yeah, man.
But I have them.
They're important figures, man. They set so many of us on our path, right? Like I remember grabbing that first Michelangelo in my little kid hand and just being like transfixed by this thing. Yep. Getting now 30 plus years down the line, being able to work on this stuff. Hector and I have said it so many times. It's an honor. It's a freaking honor for us to be able to do this.
Yeah. And it's still surreal to me, even something like this, that, all the background stuff all the people it takes to make something like this come to life, right? To the point where we could put it up for pre-order. It's a journey, right? And it's been a journey for us for this figure, and to see it come out is still surreal because we got to put so much. We had so much fun with it, right? And we got to build lore into it and tell and storytell with it, which is really cool. And right, it reminds me of the old figures back in the day, right? When we were kids, like it was all about that, right? It was all about introducing you to new characters that have never been made before, Transformers, G.I. Joe, Turtles, whatever it is, right? It was all about that. It was about telling a story, and we're happy. I'm happy that we get to do that in a way here with Donnie that kind of gives you all a new story to explore with these characters.
Well, I'm gonna throw some out there. Some of them, maybe it's just an accessory set, but we need some trench coats.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Don't have to tell us twice.
Maybe avoid the WWE version of them. Like, they have like 400 different versions. If you go to any store right now, there's like 12 versions of turtles.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. I mean,
crazy.
we, you know,
I mean, are we gonna get the like the ratcheted ninja punch? You know, kung fu grip and all. Like,
hey man, you know,
It's-
as it grows, I wouldn't put it past us to do any of that other weirder stuff. To be honest,
So-
we've explored it with some other 1/6, and
Yeah.
folks love it when we do it. So.
Yeah, we did
like
Disco
like
Skeletor in
Comic Con
1/6.
exclusive random thing.
Yeah, exactly.
So this is I'm with Mark. I was going to ask you this, but Mark maybe do it. Last Ronin, like, is that a possibility?
You know what's funny is if you know, Last Ronin's incredible. I think anybody in the Turtles fan base like kind of accepts that that's where they see it all end, right? Like that's the lore. And so, you know, it's unofficial, obviously, but Hector and I have talked about that. Like, we'd love to be that in between space and see how we get there. And you know, but we are telling, like Hector said, we are picking and choosing the characters that we release in the order that we release them based on a kind of a narrative that we're building. And so, like I said, we're going to get the turtle. Hector told you we're going to get the turtles out by, you know, in the very near future. But then after that, it's anybody's guess what comes, because we're building a story and it makes sense to pull some characters sooner than you'd think. And some characters might be a little later on than you'd think.
Okay. Well, as long as we get the brothers.
Yes.
Sooner, then that would be, because like I said, that's what Hot Toys did this thing for Endgame, where they teased us with the team suits, you know, when they did the time travel thing.
Yeah, I remember those. Yeah.
And you know how many figures we got? One.
Yeah.
One. So that means that like all the other, like that figure's nobody wants it because you can't completely set. But it is one.
Well, you know, and
one.
that's a funny thing. Is like for us, it's like we've always been about. I mean, I'm a completionist by nature. So for me, it's been like, you know, that's why we're into Motu, like, I don't know, almost 30 1/6 scale figures deep into that line. It's because, man, all right, we really need to do Stratos. We really need to get this Fortress. We really, you know, and we're slowly chipping away at it. But as you know, like 1/6 is an expensive, you know, line of figures to collect, right? So we try to keep that in mind when we drop our stuff, and you know, we don't want to bombard people with the same IP over and over and over, but we definitely want to complete it. And Turtles is just, you know, this is just the beginning kind of thing.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna take you on the side thing here because it's been in the chat and it's here. Funko struggling just slightly with making way too many things and their warehouses and all that stuff. So the questions are: if I drop the $300 for this figure and Funko goes crazy and does whatever they're gonna do, am I out? What's happening? Am I going to be stuck with 2 turtles instead of 4 and all that? What's y'all's thoughts on that situation so people can sleep good at night?
It's going to take the entire weight of the universe to stop Hector and I from completing this line. We are like so committed for not only for as fans, but from our sense of pride. What I'll tell you is that,
as creators,
you know, like we stand very publicly by all the stuff we work on, and you know, so we put our name and, you know, and reputation on the line with this stuff. But we'll tell you, like, Funko's been incredibly supportive of us. They don't ever get in the way and tell us what to make, how to make it. They just say go with it. In fact, you know, so many of them were so excited for this line. This was a hard fought battle to get a license like this, and it's because of them that we have it. But yeah, there is so much support for Mondo out there. Mondo's a massively like loved company. It's a historic company. It's got like 2 decades of notoriety, and this new iteration, this new era of it, where we're mostly focused on figures and still doing posters and records. The fan base has come out in droves, and we get support and supported, you know, input from wild places. I have no concern, zero concern, to be honest.
Well, I wasn't terribly concerned myself, but
I mean, the bigger worry for Peter and I is how do we get these out sooner?
Yes,
I like that.
Because I want them.
Yes, yeah. Let's talk about real problems. Like even Hector and I, we had a sample in hand. We sent it to Pixel. Danny's doing a killer video. It'll be up this week. You can watch it. But I go to the conventions. Hector, this is how it works with us. Hector gets all these samples brings them in a big Rubbermaid tub to a convention, opens up the thing, and he goes, dude, look at this. I've been seeing pictures. He goes, hands it to me. When I held Donatello, bro, I go, my first reaction, I shit you not, was like, God damn it, I'm going to have to wait X amount of months to get this back into my hands. It's like that, dude. It's almost unbelievable that we can run a business over here because we're just toy geeks.
Yeah, I hear you. Question from Eric. Will this be the only place to purchase it in the Mondo site? Is that it?
This is a Mondo exclusive, yeah.
Yeah, this version is a Mondo exclusive.
Yeah. So I would get this version. Now, you guys have had other ones in the past where you've had a timed edition, and then later there's another one that's got fewer,
our standard edition,
different or whatever. You know,
yeah, we usually have a deluxe version that has a ton of stuff exclusive to the Mondo site, and then sometimes depending on the appetite from other retailers or whatever, there's a desire to get like a standard retailer version out in different places, but it's not always the case. It depends on lots of factors, is the reality. And so even if you ask me today, like what's going up when and where, I couldn't tell you because those decisions haven't been made yet.
Gotcha. Well, that's all right. This is I'm looking through. I guess I can put these back up here. I'm looking through some of these photos again, and they're just.
Well, this is it right here, right?
Love it.
Yep. I mean, a real world lived in version of a turtle com like that.
In your universe that you have created, who is April O'Neil? Because I'm for Megan Fox. Like, that's like, you know what I mean? Is it the Turtle 1 April O'Neil? Is it Turtles 2? Like Turtles 2 April O'Neil? That's pretty good.
I think the way
Megan Fox, that's a different thing.
We've talked about this a little bit, and what I will say is that we have internally a team that sculpts and paints female characters like nobody else.
Yeah.
And so in reality, I would turn it over to those guys and go, give me what you think, because we want an April that feels like when you close your eyes and you think of April O'Neil, first thing I think of is a yellow jumpsuit.
I agree. Right. Animated. Yep. I'm with you.
Yellow jumpsuit. So it would have to have some iteration of that, right? Yeah. As your basis, because even though the movies, they were just wearing like street clothes most of the time. So there was no like definitive, like to me, real April other than the actual cartoon. April, or the one I saw in the games that you had to save every single video game from in the 90s, right? So like that's like the definitive April for me, which I think once we get to April, it would be kind of grounded in that.
Yeah, it would be.
But then flip it to what if that came to the real world?
Exactly. And that's what we've talked about is like, we kind of we do that thing. We're like, what does it look like in your mind when you close your eyes? It's that thing. And now pass it through the filter of this lived in real world grittiness. Cause I love all the Aprils we've gotten for different reasons. And there's something about all of them, but that includes the cartoon, the animated version. So I think when we start to concept that out, that's going to be a big anchor.
And then that's funny because
April O'Neil, I'm just saying.
Yep. Right. Yep.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, and for us too, like that was part of it with like the Ninja Turtle, and their eyes. Like,
that's a good point.
I think when all of us imagine our Ninja Turtles that we grew up with, we see different things, right? Like some folks love the no pupils, and that's me. I'm the no pupils camp. The old Playmates toys didn't have pupils, and the comics didn't have pupils, and I just think it makes them look badass, right? But then there are many people who love the
like
pupils.
Me. I love the pupils.
Obviously, the movies had pupils, the animations, the games, and all that stuff. So, for us, it was like, well, if we can't, like, we couldn't choose, and we didn't want to put like 8 heads. So we just made it so where like you can, swap the heads out at the bandana, all of them, and just replace it with either the white pupils the white eyes or the pupiled eyes.
Yeah.
So you kind of get the best of both worlds. And that's kind of like that whole thing where it's like, we're trying to do something that appeases the fan that grew up with this. Right.
Yeah. Everyone.
All right, so I'm going to answer a question here with a photo. Let's see if I can put this one up here on the screen. The question was, can you change the eyes?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes, you'll swap out all the heads will have a removable top cap, and then and you can just take that piece and swap them in each head.
Yeah. Now the eyes are not movable, but
no.
You can change them for different.
Yes.
Which is fine. I don't care about movable eyes on these, but
I
think it would be like if they were in
fight.
If they were in fight poses, I'd probably go with the white eyes. If they were just standing around.
And that's kind of where our head was at too. We considered movable eyes, but we also thought like, well, like I would pose him if they're fighting or whatever with the wide eyes, right?
Mhm.
And the pupil
Yeah.
would probably
Hey, look
more
at
than likely be looking,
Yeah.
looking forward. So
This is it. This is the point right here. Like we're all talking about this thing and everybody is like clicking in with the same thought. We're not that different. We all grew up with the same things that we all thought were badass and we're trying to like fold all that in.
Yep.
Mhm.
So here's a deep cut character. Let's see if I can get rid of all that stuff. Deep cut. You ready? All right.
Mhm.
This is going to be number 1 on everybody's lists of side characters.
Dude.
Vernon. It's blurry.
Hey,
But he
bro.
can be blurry. It doesn't
Hey,
matter.
bro.
He has the worst voice. Oh my
Dude,
God.
I'll tell you something I've never said anywhere. And when I went to high school, one of the teachers was a carbon copy of Vern, dude. And it used to drive me insane because he was still kind of a douchebag like that. And then years later, I went and worked with him. And it was like, oh my God, this guy sucks because he reminds me so much of Vern. So he's not high on my list. Man. If we get to Vern, you guys have, you'll have a 1/6 scale Krang android.
A reference to Vern whenever
a reference.
A reference would be fine.
A reference.
Like
maybe Vern like got into some trouble and now he's in like a newspaper article or something.
There you go.
And something
happened. He got
to him.
mutated.
Yeah. Vern would be hilarious.
There you go.
Into a little critter.
Mm-hmm.
Like a little
roach,
a raccoon or a pigeon.
Yeah,
oh, something. A New York pigeon.
Something humiliating.
Yeah,
exactly. But he's still pigeon sized. Like the mutagen didn't work out right, so it went the other way.
I agree. I agree. Eric, right there. Slash. Yes.
Slash is top of our list. We love Slash. You know, Mondo Gecko. We teased already, and if you see Donnie's fanny pack, the brand of clothing is Mondo Gecko because in our headcanon, Mondo Gecko is a brand like Tony Hawk had a brand. It's a skate brand. So in our world, there's not a Tony Hawk. In this, there's a Mondo Gecko. So we're going to learn more about that guy over time.
Yeah,
Vern is a weasel. Perfect.
You see other turtles coming out. You're going to see more references to the brand that is Mondo Gecko.
Yep.
And you know, again, story building and building throughout the different lines and all.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's you got so many characters. You got Casey Jones, which would be way up there for people.
Yes.
Like way up there for people.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
and what would by the way, by the way, you have to think about this because what we're doing with every turtle is we're like, okay, this is 3 to 4 years after the last movie that we're talking about. Right. Where is everybody in their character evolution? Donnie is becoming the tech guy. Right. You saw our Leo prototype. He's becoming the true ninja stealth, student master that his Splinter trained him to be. You know, where is
the pizza restaurant?
Well, I'm not going to tell you where Mikey's at, but it's amazing. And I will say that confidently because it took us forever to figure it out. And when we hit it, Hector and I live across the country. He's in California. I'm in Miami, but we virtually high-fived, bro. We were so stoked. And Casey Jones is one of those, like, what would Casey Jones be like this many years down the line? What's happening in the world? You know, where is his head at? That kind of thing. So we're having a good time thinking about that one.
Love it. Love it. Love it. A lot of cool stuff in here, guys. If you guys have any other questions for them, put them in the chat now. We're going to start wrapping this thing up a little bit. These guys are super busy because if they keep them here, then they won't be working on turtles for us.
Oh, yeah.
And we need to get back to that. Splinter.
Splinter is another one, you know, like the rooted hair. Is that the way to go with Splinter? I hope not.
Oh, if you want to go back to like the 70s, 60s, 70s, yeah, Joey do flocked.
Flocked.
Funko knows how to flock things.
They do flock. They do flock.
Don't do flock. No. I don't know how you would do a Splinter, but I'm not.
It's gonna take some thinking.
Yeah, I'll leave that to the expert.
I will rest easy in my career if we can get to something like Ray Fillet in this line.
Wow.
And I can be like, we did a 1/6 realistic. What if Ray Fillet existed in the 90s movie world, canon, whatever? Yeah. That's like what that. I mean, you know,
or again, Leatherhead. Leatherhead should have been like the big bad of a third movie, right? Because everybody thinks that Bebop and Rocksteady would be the big bad. They'd be in it. They should have been in it, right? They'd be in it.
Picked them in this nuts fast.
That would have been the secret villain that he's in the sword, and they're all dealing with them. He's nobody's, minion.
We had the frogs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
the frogs.
You had the turtle imposters that were funny.
Yeah.
I mean, y'all have plenty. You have essentially what you have now that you've done this, and I'm assuming it's going well. You guys will have numbers for this, but I would, based on what I'm seeing, you should probably have sold a few of these today.
It's doing pretty well.
Yeah.
So we're really happy. We're really happy.
Essentially, if the only recommendation I would give is the releases just got to be in a timely manner.
What's a timely manner in your opinion?
I mean,
You think more than quarterly?
2 a year?
2 a year. Okay, yeah, we can do 2 a year.
2 a year. I mean, if you did one a month, people's budgets would be killed.
No, that's too much.
No, we wouldn't do that.
And
we
we wouldn't
do that with.
So 2 a year.
We have 3 a year. We
Quarterly
have
would
3
be
planned
pretty
next year
amazing.
for sure. 3 planned next year.
Okay, well, quarterly would be like because we're not talking about $20 Marvel Legends. We're talking about $300 plus shipping plus whatever else.
Yeah,
So $300. So one a quarter would be pretty amazing to keep the hype up high and also let the budgets, because I mean, for Hot Toys collectors, Hot Toys drops 2 or 3 figures a week sometimes.
Bro, for real.
I know. It's a surprise too. Like it's
Yeah.
all like, here you go. Here's
And
3
we're
figures.
coming up to the time of year for Hot Toys where between now and December, they'll probably drop 20 figures.
Yeah.
So budgets they're toast.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and
I mean,
but
we
they have all these, they got crazy. Nobody's collecting all of it.
no,
Right.
Yeah,
If
same with
somebody's
us, right?
diving on
We
this,
have-
one a quarter would be pretty freaking awesome.
Yeah, we announced that at New York. We announced Leo, right, and we announced he'll be out Q1 next year. So we
Mhm.
wanted to give a little bit of space, but not too far apart. And then
Yep.
I think you can expect a similar cadence to that, right? Like about a quarter. Maybe next year it might be 3, but we're hopeful for 4.
Yes.
that.
Oh, Usagi
Jimbo?
Yojimbo would be awesome. You know, he's
That
a
would be
separate
sick.
license.
Is it really?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Stan Sakai owns the rights.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right.
But we would love to.
Oh, yeah.
I love this character. But, everybody in chat, appreciate you guys very much. Go check out Mondo.com. Actually, Mondo
Mondo
Shop. Sorry, MondoShop.com, and get this thing. You got 2 weeks
Mhm.
to get this thing. Don't wait. If you got friends, tell them about it. If you have enemies, tell them about it. Whatever. Be about it. Don't miss it. Because what'll happen is somebody will miss out on Donnie, and they're like, "Oh, I missed out on Donnie, so I'm gonna get the rest of them." And
Right.
just get it. That's all I'm saying. Just be about it. I'm in. It ain't even
Appreciate
a question for me. I'm in.
Now, is a foot soldier 1/6 an army builder in your opinion?
It's tough to army build at the price point.
I know, but I've seen some of your Stormtrooper collections, Hot Toys
I know,
collectors out there.
I have a lot of clones, and there are people that got a lot more than me. I mean, I probably have 50, 60 clones if I had to guess. Like, I have a lot.
We only need you to get 10 of our foot soldiers.
Maybe 5
I
or
don't
10.
know. Are they going to be robot foot soldiers?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Okay.
The humans failed. And by the
Well,
way, that's why you see Donnie with that electro-charged bow staff, because the foot is coming with tech.
From the game.
And you're going to see every turtle is going to have their traditional weapons for sure,
Okay.
but they're going to have tech upgraded weapons from Donatello, because as these things come in, by the way, you don't know, in our world, the foot soldiers might just be these like fodder robots. We've been talking about ideas like, imagine you slice a foot soldier's robot head off, but they sprout little legs and crawl up on you like a little spider with a head or something.
Like how hard are they to actually to defeat, right?
Yeah, are they
So,
like
like
foot soldiers from the game or endoskeleton T800s?
Right. Yeah. So like when we showed off Leo at New York Comic Con, we had him with his Odachi blade, which is a giant samurai sword, right?
Mhm.
And that one was all souped up with like Donnie tech. So like if you all like look at photos from New York Comic Con, you can see that like Donnie's already worked on one of Leo's weapons to help him overcome a potential robotic foot army. So,
Yeah.
That's a good question right here. Can metalheads fit on a foot soldier body?
oh,
Oh,
man.
They're
Never
creating
know.
things. for
Anything's
you guys.
possible.
They're creating things. I'm just saying, you got to have a
Anything's
few
possible.
foot soldiers. Everybody said foot soldier 2-pack.
Mhm.
So
And maybe different colored foot soldiers, right?
Oh, yeah.
man,
I mean,
now
You got the.
I used to
I
love
like
the
different
yellow
colored
ones. in the
clones.
game.
You like the yellow? Mine were the
I'm-
blue. I love the blue.
Oh, you were the blue. I love the yellow.
They
one.
always like with the blue ones had the axes, right? They always
Yeah.
some of them were like
Different
had, like,
weapons.
special weapons in the game.
Mhm, mhm.
Well, we're gonna need a Krang. I mean,
Oh yeah.
and Krang. I was thinking like Krang would be like those '90s like silly putty like textured things.
Oh, dude, you ever see that movie Invaders from Mars? That you
Yes.
got the aliens are big
Yeah.
crangs. That
Yeah,
that that's where
Yeah.
I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a lot of options. Anyways,
Yeah.
You guys,
Someone asking about if RAF is almost a year away. You know, I think a good time to keep an eye out for reveals on us for us is Comic-Con.
San Diego.
So like this year, you know, we had Donnie there for the first time, and then New York we had Donnie and Leo. So you know, I think you know you'll probably be seeing Mikey for sure. Maybe Raph probably by Comic-Con.
Sweet. Well, I'm super excited to see what you got going with Leo in Q1.
Mm-hmm.
I'm hyped for that. And
I'm really
in, man.
Leo's awesome. I thought we loved Donnie, but I think
even
Leo,
the unpainted version, I was like, damn.
Dude, he's
and the cool thing is they all
stacked.
come with cut and sew. Like Leo will have a cut and sew outfit.
Mm-hmm.
And if that we're going to start to, you know, explore that. Like Shredder will have a full cut and sew outfit and all of that. So it's not just going to be like plastic, you know, everywhere.
Take our money. They will. That's why they're here.
Oh man, please guys, if you guys want this line to go hard, we're gonna need all you guys in on it. And we're hoping to, this is a love letter to not only turtles but like, you know, 1/6 collectors, hot toys collectors. We're putting it all on the line with this one, and we're already so grateful people showed up in a big way. I think this is gonna be a line, you know, to watch.
Well, any social medias these guys should be tuned into, or what do you
Mondo
guys
News, Mondo News on Instagram. We post a lot there, all over the Facebook as well, and X, or we're everywhere. And on YouTube channel is Mondo News. We do our own streams about once or twice a month called Mondo Toy Talk, where we break down our release. We're gonna do one on Thursday for Donnie, and we're gonna show some behind the scenes stuff, like some concept art. So you guys can, we try to kind of do like a little mini education into how we got to the figure we're talking about. Nice. And so we'll bring on Brandon Gash if he's available, our sculptor, Mark Bristow, our painter, and just talk about
a special guest, right? We have
actually, we have a special guest we haven't announced yet. Yeah, really cool. If you're a Turtles fan, you will love it.
All right. We appreciate you guys being here. Very nice to chat with you guys. Everybody in chat, go buy this thing, and then
thank you.
Let them know you bought it. That would be cool. And
we appreciate. Yeah. Let us know on the socials that you saw us here. That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
All right, guys, we're out of here. Thanks for joining us. Collect what you like, and Turtle Power. We'll see you next time.
Thanks, guys. See you later.
Let's click a button.